Hey everybody, Mike Moger, Right Kingdom Real Estate, beautiful, sunny Boulder, Colorado. The M word. Yeah, I'm going to talk about money. I know money is critically important. We all need to pay our bills, and sellers have the right. They have the right to claim the equity that they have built into their real estate. That's just real. And buyers have the right to try to get the best they can, and save some money, maybe get a deal. Yeah, it's called negotiating. I mean, that's what we do at the table. I've done this for more than a quarter of a century. I know negotiating. But I have to tell you something that's going to sound a little strange, and some people are even going to throw it away as a passing comment. But it's true. Sometimes money is not the important. It's not the big thing on the table. Here's a tale. Here's a tale that I'll tell about one of the transactions that I had many years ago in Port Orchard, Washington. Lois and I bought our first home. It wasn't a great neighborhood. A little 420 square foot home, and just down the road from us, just down the block from us was, I'll call them Mary and Jack, and older couple, and unfortunately Jack passed away, and Mary came to me and she said, Mike, I have to sell my home now. I need to get back to California and live a little closer to the relatives. I need all the money I can get. I mean, I don't have much, but it's free and clear. Can you sell my home for me? I said, you bet. We'll get as much as we can for you. We'll try to do this as quickly as possible and get you down to California. Well, we listed the home for $37,500. Again, 600 square feet. I think the carpenter ants were into the foundation. I mean, it was not a great property, and quite frankly, it wasn't a great neighborhood. But $37,500, and I put an ad in the paper, which is what real estate brokers did back then, and I got 2 calls first day, and I showed the property at 11 o'clock in the morning to an investor, a lady who owned a number of very inexpensive properties in town, and she walked through, and Mary was in the home, and she turned to Mary and said, "Well, I'm going to have to do some painting," and Mary just nodded. And looks like there's a roof leak over there. And Mary just nodded, And finally, the investor turned to Mary. She said, "Will you take less?" And Mary did exactly what I had told her to do. She looked her right in the face and she said, "Well, you're going to have to talk to my real estate broker about that, Mike." Yeah. And I remember, okay. And we left, and then the investor said, "I'll get back to you. I'm undecided." Well, at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I showed it. A young couple came to my office, and they were going to have a baby, and they had inherited a couple of $1,000s, almost nothing, and boy, they were excited. They wanted to go out into the world, and they wanted to buy their first home. And I took them over there. Mary was gardening in the backyard at the time. And we walked through the home, and this young couple was just giddy. Oh, this is wonderful. I mean, we could put the baby over in this corner. Again, it was a very, very small home, and oh, look, there's a roof leak, and the guy said, "Oh, I can fix that, no problem. I got a ladder." And they walked through, and they went back into the backyard, and Mary was gardening, and they met Mary. A very short conversation, and basically what it amounted to is, "You have a wonderful home. We really hope to buy it today." And we got in the car, we went back to my office, we wrote an offer. All they could do was $34,000. I mean, I qualified them with a lender and all that. Boy, they were pushing the envelope, at $34,000. But they really wanted this home. I called the investor. I said, "We have a written offer on this property." She said, "Well, I hate competition, but I want that property. I'll pay full price, close in 2 weeks, all cash. Write it up, bring it over to me, I'll sign it." So I wrote it up, brought it over to her, she signed it. And there it was. That evening I was sitting with Mary in her home at her kitchen table with 2 written offers, And I showed them to her, I went through them and all of that, and she sat there for a long time. Finally she asked, "Do I have to take the higher offer?" I said, "Well, no, you don't. You can take the higher offer, you can take the lower offer, you can counter one of the offers, you can reject both of them, you can do anything you want. You're in total control here, Mary." She said, "I love those 2 kids." I thought that investor lady was rude. Jack built me this home when we got married many years ago. I raised my 2 boys. They went to college. And I don't want her to have the house. I want those those young kids, they were so nice. They're going to have a baby, and I want them to have the home. Can I do that? I said, Mary, absolutely. Absolutely, you can sell to whomever you want to. Um, you don't have to be looking at the money as being the critical factor. Money is secondary, apparently, in this situation, and you can choose to sell your home to that young couple, even though the money is less. She signed that offer, and we closed that transaction. Surprised me. I mean, who knows what happens, but the fact is, we play with the numbers all the time. I mean, I play with the numbers when I do valuations on homes before I list them, and I play with the numbers at the listing table. I play with the numbers when we get an offer on a property, and we play with the numbers again during the inspections phase and during the appraisals phase, and sometimes we play with the numbers even at the closing table, but we never play with the people. That is critically important. Know that money, the numbers, are not always the biggest thing at the table. That is a lesson to learn. That is a fact to know. People selling real estate. People selling homes. Not homes. People selling homes. Well, if this is the year, there it is. Better give me a call. We'll sit down. We'll talk. Until then, enjoy the day. Bye now.